What's up, people? Welcome back. Well, I just got back from the Antares star constellation. A nice place. You should go visit there for the holidays. Actually, what you see here is a screenshot of a cool piece of software called Stellarium for Linux. I'm running this inside Netrunner, one of my favorite Linux distributions. But for tonight, a different Linux distribution by request. I was asked to take a look at Fedora 21. Now, there were a couple things about Fedora, some statements made on the web that caught my attention. Fedora is apparently a game changer for Linux, and it is the Linux of the future. Really? Well, in the past, such bold statements like those have failed to produce the desired results, at least in my experience. But for Fedora, it says here on the website, Fedora is more focused. Okay, I guess that's better than being less focused. Less setup, more innovation. Choose a flavor of Fedora. You have a choice of Workstation, Server, and Cloud. I downloaded, let's see, the Workstation. Let's take a look at this and see what it has to say. Fedora Workstation is a reliable, user-friendly, I love that word, user-friendly and powerful. And let's see here, sleek user interface. This does use the latest GNOME 3 desktop technologies, GNOME 3.14. It's worth noting, however, then that when GNOME 3 first came out several years ago, Linus Torvalds, who may be considered the father of Linux, called GNOME 3 an unholy mess. And as a Windows user, I have to tell you, he was wrong. It wasn't unholy. Anyway, you can get more information here. Let's see, get help. Let's take a quick look at that. When it comes to Linux, I take a look at four main things. Number one is it easy to read, such as documentation. Now, I did take a brief look at this, and I would say that the documentation should not be an issue if you are a new user to the world of Linux. Another thing I look at is the ease of installation. Does this have an automatic installer? Happy to say it does have an automatic installer called Anaconda. Yes, I know Anaconda. Anaconda is a snake. Don't ask. I don't write this stuff. I'm just telling you what I see. Another feature that I look for is, well, user friendliness in terms of navigating through the system. I haven't quite taken a look at that yet. And finally, the last thing I look at is it would be nice to have pre-installed apps ready to go out of the box, especially for me as a vlogger of the stuff that I do here on YouTube. An example of that would be, have a nice web browser ready to go, Office Suite, word processor such as AbiWord, LibreOffice, OpenOffice, something like that. A nice simple screencaster ready to go out of the box, such as Kazam, Simple Screen Recorder, and a couple other ones. But those features, that's what I look for in a Linux for the future, as it were. So that's the documentation as far as Fedora goes. I did take a screenshot of the installation process, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. Okay, I actually did record a video of the installation process. When I went back to look at it, it really wasn't necessary. It's I would say it's newbie friendly. The main thing I was looking for is right here. It says installation, destination, automatic partitioning selected. You do not have to custom partition. So if you don't know how to do it, or you're scared, or whatever the reason you may have for not messing with custom installations, this does have a custom partition, custom user-friendly installer called Anaconda. A nice feature. Some of the other features for Fedora 21 is an experimental build of Wayland, the what seems to be light years ahead next generation Linux display server. I mentioned Anaconda. A nice feature which I haven't quite checked yet is supposedly a simplified software installer. for beginners, I would imagine. And I'm sure there's some other features in there also, but those are the main features so far that I have seen that are definitely important. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual desktop. Alright, welcome back. Let me just say also that running this inside a VirtualBox installation, I did not appear to have any issues so far. Now, I didn't bother installing the guest editions, as this is probably something I won't keep. It's just for testing purposes. But this is the default wallpaper. Kind of peaceful, blue sky and all that, so I like the wallpaper. Of course, you can change that. Right-click, as you would most Linux distributions, and change the wallpaper to something else if you so choose to. Just click wallpaper there, and this should bring up some other wallpapers. You have a choice of wallpapers, pictures, and colors. I will just click cancel, and let's move along. Okay, so starting at the top, again, this is something that you may have seen before if you are looking at the latest GNOME 3 technologies. Let's go to settings. All settings. This would be similar to the control panel for Windows. This is self-explanatory here. I will not go into this. The one thing that GNOME, the now standard GNOME shell and GNOME 3 is lacking is customization. You just can't, right-click on the panel or give you a simplified drop down menu. If you were looking for that, it's not here. There is a GNOME tweak tool that I'm going to assume this has, because that is a must. Let's see, tweak. There is no tweak tool installed at all, it would appear. That's not good. Because if you are a beginner to this, you're going to be somewhat lost. But for this, the way you get to the software is you click Activities, Shortcuts, Favorites. You may be able to figure this out. Show Applications, you're going to click that, and this will bring you a list of the pre-install applications. Now, as a Windows user, I kind of like this, how this lays it out into this semi-grid here. You have a choice of frequent or all. Again, if I wanted to go to a piece of software, just go ahead and click. Let's go to Files. We'll click that. And there you go. You can see here you can change the alignment here. I believe if you right click, this will give you options here. Now, if this had the GNOME tweak tool, which is a must, I can't believe it's not in here, this will give you the option to install the GNOME extensions, extensions from the website, to install an extension like buttons like close, minimize, maximize, and stuff like that. So yeah, the GNOME tweak tool to me is a must. It should have been installed here. Alright, as I stated before, for something for me to use, I would like to have out of the box, ready to go, would be a web browser. And I have yet to see a Linux distribution with no web browser. That wouldn't make any sense. But hey, I've seen stuff in the past that doesn't make sense at all. But that being said, Firefox is installed. That's nice. Music player, good. Let's take a look. Now, this is supposed to have a simplified software package installer. Okay, so this would be something. Let's see, all installed updates. This would be something similar to the Ubuntu Software Center, which you may have seen before. One thing before I forget, when you first boot into this, it does give you some messages on getting started and how to get help and stuff like that. I didn't look at that. I really didn't see any need to, but that's a very nice touch to this. But getting back to this simplified software installer, I think that's what it's called. We have all installed. This should be self-explanatory. This is what it's going to give you that is pre-installed. To the left, to the right, remove. Okay, well that seems simple enough. Updates. Software is up to date. Let's go to all. And let's see, if we scroll down here, this should give you categories. Yes, very nice. Add-ons, audio, development tools, education. Let's go to internet. Featured, chat, email. Okay, so again, this looks nice. I like the use of white space. I usually wear contact lenses, sometimes glasses. To me, this is easier to read. So again, if you are coming from a Windows machine, navigating through this, I don't think you'll have a problem, at least none that I have seen so far. By the way, Midori is a very fast web browser. Alright, let's see. What about installing software that I would need if I was going to keep this? Well, I do screen recording. Now, GNOME 3 does have a built-in screen recorder, but it doesn't do sound. So it's like 50% of it, of the functionality is missing. And the way you do that I believe is Control Shift Alt and hold R. It does a very nice job of recording video but no sound. So let's take a look at the more popular. Kazam, let's see, anything, no applications found. Okay, what else is popular? Voco Screen, love the sound effects. Anything there? No, okay. Let's see, what else do I occasionally use? Simple Screen really? Alright, let's try something else. How about Record? Maybe something will pop up here. Okay. Let's see. Audacity is good for sound. I need something for video. Sound recorder. Videos. I need screen recorder. Let's see. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing it. No screen recorder. And this is a Linux for the future. Well, let me just say that this is not for me. I mean, it's almost 2015, and for a somewhat well-known, popular Linux operating system to not have a fully functional choice for a screen recorder, not just the video, but video and audio, not to have that, to me, it's just ridiculous. But that's my personal opinion. Your opinions may be completely opposite, and I will respect that. But as it stands now I'm assuming I may be able to search, look at the repositories, install a PPA, and but it's gone to the point with some of these, I want it to work out of the box. I don't want to solve a puzzle. And for something like Fedora, which admittedly I haven't taken a look at in years, and part of that is my fault, I don't really feel like solving a puzzle to find a screen recorder. So Fedora is not for me. It's not a Linux for the future because it doesn't have everything out of the box, at least the stuff that I would use. But for somebody else, it may not matter, and that's perfectly acceptable. For me, I'm going to stick with what works: Linux Mint, Ubuntu. I'm messing with Debian and some others that you may have heard from me in the past. But yeah, this is not a game changer for Linux, at least not for me. GNOME Shell, GNOME 3 is not that bad. But at the very, very least, you can have the tweak tool pre-installed and a screen recorder. Okay, I think I'll leave this review as it is. Let me know what you guys think. I will have all the links below in the show notes. And for me, I'm going back to my Stellarium in Netrunner. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please, this holiday season, do not text and drive. I'll kick your you-know-what. Thanks for watching. Be safe. And as always, I will catch all of you sometime in the future.